Hey, all right, everybody, how's it going? Now I got the Hyundai Kona EV by here next to me, and the time has come now to take all the radiator apart, the condenser, take these headlights off, take the slam panel off. But first of all, before I do that, and also I'll insert some footage because some people thought I was going to let the condenser aircon gas go up into the atmosphere. Well, I got a bloke out this morning and he charged me the pricely sum of £78 just to take the gas out. To take the gas out! I'm not going to tell you how much he's going to charge to put the gas back in. It's more than taking it out. More! Right, so what I'm going to do first of all, I'm going to disconnect the 12 volt battery and I'm going to disconnect the high voltage battery as well before I work on the front of this car. So it's been degassed and I'm going to disconnect the high voltage and low voltage batteries as well. Just in case anybody wants to comment in this comment section saying, you should do this, that and the other. I've done this, I've done that, and I've done the other. Right, let's crack on. Now, I want to take all this off the front of here. So before I take all this off, and I've got to mess about with this, you know, the charging port there, I've got to take this off. So what I'm going to do first of all is I'm going to disconnect the earth on the 12 volt battery. And then, now, there's a couple of different ways they say to sort of isolate the main traction battery, the high voltage battery. And one of the ways is to do with, by here, look, this is like if you're in an accident, they can come and cut through there and that disables the battery. Apparently, it says, but there, look, it's got like it shows it there, look, cut it and run away. Right, so there's that one there. Then there's another one that says something about pulling fuses in there. But I've gone for the method where you actually disconnect let me come round by the side of the car here, like this, and show you. I've pulled the back seat up, so I'll try and point. See them white bits there, one there, and there's one over there. So they're clips, they go on, see this part of the seat there, clip? You just pull them up, and it pulls up in the front, but you can't lift the seat up yet. So once you pull them up, don't be tempted to try and pull the seat out. It won't come out. You've got to go. I don't know if I can show you now because the boot's in the way. Let me open the boot. Let me open the boot on the boat. Let me pull this out by here. I'll try and show you. Now, I'll edit exactly where the bolts are because the bolts have taken out. So I'll put a little arrow to where the bolt is. The seat, if the seat is put in, there's a bolt round about by there, somewhere there, right? There's one there, and there's one over here, but there, right by there, okay? So that's where the seat is bolted in at the back as well. So it's bolted in at the back and clipped in at the front. So be aware that if you want to lift the seat up, you've got to take them bolts out as well, okay? Remember them bolts in the back. And also, don't try and pull the seat out. I'll try and show you now, because the seat has got a module in it. There's a module and there's wiring in it. So just lift the seat up a little bit so you can get to the disconnect thingy-jiggly by there. So I'm going to undo the 12 volt battery, then disconnect that. I'm going to get some thicker gloves on and disconnect that bit there. Right, okay, the plug is out by there. That plug is out there, just so people know that I'm not working on the high voltage system when that's plugged in. And the lid is by there. I'm going to put the lid over there to stop anything dropping down. And the lid, I forgot to say that the actual lid for that is it's like glued down, like sort of sticky mastic type stuff. So I'm going to put something over the top of there to stop anything falling in that hole. Okay, so I'm going to start taking stuff off. I've just taken the horn off there. And I transferred, if I take bolts off, I try and transfer it to the other slam panel part, just to make things life a bit easier. So I've taken the horn off. I'm going to take this item off here. Then I'm going to take this big slam panel off. I'm going to have to take that, everything. Loads of things to take off before I even get to start taking this off, this part off, and all the other bits. So... and also I've got to take these headlights off, this off as well. Everything on the front of here has got to come off. So I'm going to crack on and take it off. And I'll get back to you when I've done a bit more stuff. Okay, there we go. I got the crash bar off. Now that took longer than expected. The actual, whatever that sensor is, you know, the radar thingamajiggly, that is actually bolted with some funny bolts at the back there, but that's bolted onto there. And then I've left that on as well, the sound doodah, the sound emitter. But what made it difficult? It wasn't difficult, except for, I'm going to there like that. This, they put the wire in through there on this here. Now, if I didn't want to keep this, like I could just cut it off. But I wanted to keep it. I wanted to undo it so I could do it back up later. And that was a pain in the bum to get it off. But anyway, it's off now. So, let's carry on. Let's go outside and have a look. Okay, so I was there for a while trying to get that off because, if I'd show you there, these wires, this was down under there, but it was clipped behind and I couldn't pull it forward because it was all tight. It was all tight, so I couldn't get it forward. Now, where do I go next? I'm not quite sure now where I go next. I think I'd try and take this thing off here, or maybe this thing off here. I think I might do this next and then take this panel off here. Anyway, I'm going to take some more stuff off. Right, okay, I've got a little bit further. Look at all the muck in here, look at that. That's all collected by there. I've got to watch them get no muck in there. So the condenser is by there and it is bent at the top. It probably would have been all right, I'm not quite sure, but it's twisted. That condenser's twisted. So I got to get the radiator out, the fans at the back of there. Now, the longest part of doing this is getting all the wiring clips out without breaking anything. So I've tried, I got to go long here, up there, and I got to remember how to put all this back on. Along there, then that's not the end of it. It's all on the back of it as well. So there's all stuff on the back here as well. That looks like airbag sensors, that yellow one there. So everything's turned off, so there's no power going to it. And then on the other side here, it's the same story again. It's all like things clipped onto the back of it. So it's taken a long time. So I'm nearly there, but the aircon gas is all out. The aircon, it hissed a bit, made me jump, but obviously there's a vacuum on it where he pulled all the stuff out. So I'm just carrying on. I might leave it for now. And my back's hurting a bit now, so I might carry on tomorrow, I think. Because it's starting to get dark now. It's about 7 o'clock at night. It's not dark yet, but it's starting to get... It will get dark soon by here, in this bit by here, because there's no sun. There's trees behind me. So I think I'll leave that by there and come back to it tomorrow. Okay then, it's the next day. The radiator's off. The fan shroud is under there. I still got to take that off there. You can see by here, this was the twisted bit. I don't know if you can see, but it's all skew-if. I need this bit here, so let's take that off. That survived. Even though this is twisted, this bit is okay, so that's okay. That's the top radiator mount. The bottom mounts go into the front slam panel. Still got part of the aircon system on there because you've got to take it all apart. And then over here, this is the old condenser. I don't know if you can see, it is bent. It's up high there, down low over there. So it's like, it's all twisted. It is twisted. I don't know if can I show you from an angle here? I don't know if you can see it. It is shown up. It looks worse in real life, but it is twisted. Trust me, it's twisted. That is supposed to be flat on the floor and is lifted up. Well, on this side is down flat, so that's all twisted as well. There was a little plastic shroud on it, which I've got to put on the new radiator. Now, I did order... I sent back the one that was broken and to get a refund, and I did order another one, and the brand was Nissan's, and I'll show it to you when I get it out of the box. It is as good as quality as the original one. It looks really good. Right, so let's go to the car. Let's go to the car. Now, somebody complained that I had weeds. So there's some weeds for you lot who like complaining about the weeds I had. It's hard to keep on top of the weeds. They're everywhere. Anyway, right. So there's the old slam panel. That's off the car now. So that's off. I got to take that little thing. See that blue thing there? Got to take that off there. And then if you come by here, I've put the new slam panel on just to make sure everything's all lining up nice and tidy. And it is. Everything's lining up nice and tidy. Now, it is all a bit tight, getting the radiators and stuff out and everything. Is there anything else I want to say? Right, so I got to make sure all this lines up and everything, but it all looks as if it's okay. So that's the new panel in, just test fit in. I've got to try and put the radiator. I'm going to have to take this bit back off by here. That's like the duct-in flap things for cooling that go in and out, if you know what I mean. So I'm going to have to get the radiator back in here and then try and put it back in there. So I'm going to do all them other bits now. So that'll be a next video. I think this is the end of this video now because it's getting a bit long. But this is as far as I've got now. I have got the new front slam panel on, but there's loads of stuff to put back on it. It's just bits everywhere. So I got to try and transfer all the bits onto this one. And basically that's it. That's what I got to do. Well, I was going to end the video right there, but I've done a little bit more. So I'll add this bit to the end of the video. So I'll turn the camera around and we'll have a look what I've done. Right, okay then. So all the front slam panel is back on. Let me take my hand out of the way because it doesn't focus. Let me make the screen a bit wider there. There we go, right. Okay, so the slam panel is all on. Everything's back on. Everything down there is back on. The headlight's back on. The DRL's back on. And also, over this side, the DRL's on this side. And the headlight is on this side. All the wiring is back where it should be. Look, it's all gone in the correct position. I didn't break any of the clips. Everything's gone back where it should. There we go. Even the venti thing down there. This is still broke, this bit. I got to fix that bit there. What else is there? The aircon radiator's on. Radiator's on. I've got to fill it up now. I've got to fill up the radiator and then get the guy back to come and do. Now, I put new O-rings in there and down there and on by here, behind there and by there. But I didn't have any. I wasn't expecting I had to take this part off here. I had to undo this part to get this out of here because it was all jammed up. You can't get it out, so you've got to undo it there. So I just put it back together for now. I'm going to have to go and get 2 O-rings for that just to be on the safe side. So, obviously I'm waiting for the bumper. He hasn't finished spraying yet because he hasn't contacted me. So there we go. A nice, straight slam panel, all back on. There we go. If you look down there, look. The radiator's not bent anymore. No bent radiator. All nice and straight. Hoo-hoo. Right, okay. So there we go. So that's as far as I've got. I can't go any further until I get the bumper back. Oh, and I've got to get this filled back up. Oh, and I've got to do the water bleeding process. So I might film that process just to see if my hotel thingamajigly does work and bleeds the system. And also, when you want to top up these things here, this here, it undoes the opposite way. So it undoes that way and does back up. You know, it's not lefty-loosey. It's lefty-tighty, righty-loosey. Right, okay then. So there we go. So that's it. That's as far as I've got so far. There we go. It's all back together. Let me step back a little bit. There's some remnants of antifreeze in there. And I got to get a new part. Oh, and there's one more thing. Hang about, let me turn the camera around. Okay, so there is one more thing. Copart got back to me and they're going to give me £111 towards getting the under tray because they admit that they broke the under tray off after I bought it. Oh, the dirty rotters. So they give me £111. A new one cost £200. I've seen second-hand ones for 150, but somebody's bought it. So there we go. So I'm going to have to wait until another one turns up or bite the bullet and buy a new one. But Copart give me £111 back. Ooh. That's good for them, isn't it? Right, so that's the end of the video. If you did like this, don't forget to like it, comment down below and subscribe. It all helps the channel and I'll catch you in the next one. Ahoy!